Romolo, your host of The American Dream, and today we're standing in probably my favorite place in the city, beautiful Humboldt Park. Today we will be meeting with Cooper Forsman, who is the native habitat designer at Christy Weber Farm and Garden, to discuss the importance of native plants. And then after that, we'll be headed to Belmont-Cragen to meet with Scott Gerwitz, who just won Best Pollinator Garden with the Chicago Bungalow Association. Let's go. Today I'm here with Cooper Forsman, who runs the native plant department at Christy Weber. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I actually met Cooper because I reached out to Christy Weber Farm and Garden, and I had an interest in having a native plant garden at my house, and they connected me with Cooper, who came to my house and helped me out. Cooper, what got you interested in native plants?
Yeah, so I grew up in Appalachia, sort of surrounded by nature and just totally taking it for granted. You know, it was just sort of around me, not a big deal. And I moved to the Midwest, and you know, Chicago, so amazing. But I thought, wow, it's kind of a bummer that the rest of the Midwest is just corn and soy, and doesn't really like have nature in the way that other parts of the country do. But then I started to think, like, why is that? Surely something was here before the corn and the soy and the suburbs. What's the story here? And I started to dig a little deeper, learning about prairies and savannas and these habitat types that are from the Midwest. And I came across this stat that we've destroyed 99.99% of all Illinois prairies. All we have left are these little remnants and little slivers. And that's an incredible story. And that's something I wanted to really dig deeper into and start to learn more about ecology, learn more about native plants. And I just became obsessed. Yeah, I just had to teach myself, essentially.
That's super interesting.
Native plants are the most important things that you can do with your space. They are the basis of all life. They're the only things that are turning energy from the sun into food that is then going through the rest of the ecosystem. Usually with like bugs and birds and things that are transferring that energy. So many of our native insects are specialists, so they require native plants. They require usually a certain native plant to complete their life cycles. The poster child for this is monarch butterflies.
Oh, that's so interesting.
The caterpillar of the monarch butterfly, it needs to eat milkweeds in order to complete its life cycle. It protects it from predators. And there are so many things like this. The native plants, really, they're the basis of all life.
Well, thank you so much, Cooper. This has been so interesting, so educational, and also just really important information, I think, for everybody to have. I really appreciate you taking time to do this with me today.
Thank you. I'm happy to help. Plant native plants.
Yes. Now we're headed to Belmont-Cragen to interview Scott Gerwitz on his garden that just won Best Pollinator Garden for the Chicago Bungalow Awards. Now we're here in Belmont-Cragen with Scott Gerwitz, who is the homeowner and landscaper extraordinaire of the garden that you see behind us. Thank you for meeting with us today, Scott.
Absolutely. Happy to be talking with you.
So for people that have been following my segments, I'm a huge Bungalow fan, and we interviewed the Chicago Bungalow Association a couple segments ago. And one of my favorite things that the Chicago Bungalow Association does is their garden awards. And every year I look forward to, and I vote, in the Chicago Bungalow Association Garden Awards. So I was really excited to be able to interview Scott today to talk to him about his pollinator garden. Scott, how did you get hooked up with the Chicago Bungalow Association?
When I first bought my house about 17 years ago, I found the organization, and they offer a lot of great classes on like how to take care of your brick. They give you a little money for energy efficient appliances. So I joined, and then over the years, then they started the garden competition, which I was very interested in. So I started with the front parkway I got rid of the grass. I put in this stone path here, and then I found a nursery up in Wisconsin that sells, I believe they call them root balls.
Oh,
So
yeah.
in the fall, you're planting the roots into the ground, and then then come spring, they start to grow, and it's a slow process. Like the first year, it looked pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
But it slowly comes in. So it's been about 5 years now. So it's pretty blooming now.
Great. Yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. So are all of the plants that you chose native species to this area?
Most of them were. Yeah, like where I bought everything from, they focus primarily on native things to our area. There's a few things, such as these red things. Those are an amaranth. They're not necessarily native. I also grow tulips in the early spring. So when nothing's blooming, you get a little bit of color.
Yeah.
Not really.
I would say tulips are culturally.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Scott. This has been super interesting. Congratulations on your award. And honestly, this is really inspiring me to get my parkway planted like ASAP. It's something I've been thinking about for a while.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.